Hello, how's everybody out here on the gram? I'm jumping on for Why Wait Wednesday to go ahead and record a podcast episode. This one is on the 3 ways to prevent regret. One of them will definitely work. You work on all 3 of these, integrating it into your life. I guarantee you will start living a more fulfilled life and way less regret. So I'm going to get started. If you are here live with me on Instagram, let me know that you are here. If you have comments or questions, put them down below. I will be answering those at the end. Since I am recording this for a podcast, I'm going to go right through all the information very quickly, very efficiently, but I will stick around here if people are engaging or have questions because I do want to support you through this process, right? So the 3 ways to prevent. I mean, you don't have to have regret in life if you don't want to have regret in life. It's totally up to you. Do you want the regret or do you not want the regret? I don't know about you, but that's the number one thing when you think about the top of the list of people on their deathbeds is regret. It's regret of this, regret of that, regret of this, regret of that. And one of the top ones is regret of living out other people's expectations and not living out their own. Ugh, that sounds disgusting to me. And yet I used to operate that way. So I am owning it, and yet I am releasing it, and I'm honoring it, and I'm so grateful I don't live like that anymore. So I am your host, Jacqueline Mack. The podcast is Courageous and Free. So if you haven't checked it out, please go check it out. It's amazing. Like it, love it, comment on it, give me a review. It's the biggest compliment I could ever receive. And like I said, today we're diving deeply into exploring the art of living regret-free. How does that feel? Regret-free. Like really letting go of regret. That's amazing, right? It's going to happen. Here's going to be 3 ways. So first, we're going to dive into how we're going to be efficient with this, because at the end of the day, we're all busy. We're all busybodies. We have a lot on our plates. We have a lot trying to gain our attention, and we have a lot that we want to experience. And that's okay. Like as an overachiever, high performer, I still get to live that way without burning out. I still get to help other high performers live this way without having a breakdown and still having a breakthrough. So today we're going to jump into how to avoid regret, how to live a life that is truly fulfilling in all the ways that you desire to experience, and all the ways of wealth, health, vitality, adventure, love, connection, and yes, the money too, because the richness of life isn't just about the money, but the money is a part of it. It's also about the experience, like sitting down and savoring that coffee with a friend, or that giggle with your child, or that walk in nature and seeing the tree that you see every day in a different way and the way the sun rises. Like it's a gift. It's a true gift, right? So the first part of this is really deciding and committing and then allowing. That's really the 3 steps. But there are 3 major components of what are you deciding, what are you committing, and what are you allowing, right? So here we go. The first one is going all in on you. All in on you, not just saying I'm all in on my goal or my desire or my dream or my quota or the thing, right? Real all in commitment is a commitment. So you can decide and not be committed. Ooh, how does that feel? You can decide and not be committed. And again, this isn't right or wrong, good or bad. But if you're all in on something in life, hopefully yourself, your dreams, your desires, and your values, that's the goal here. You are all in. That means you are owning it. You are the captain of your ship. No one else can steer it for you. It's about going all in on yourself. Just like a trainer cannot go and lift the heavy weight and make a bigger bicep for you. You have to actually lift the weight. Same thing for self-mastery, decision mastery, and anything that's the inner game or the outer game. Like whatever you want to experience, it's you. And a good coach may tell you what to do. Think about it. A coach on a football field, a baseball field, a volleyball court, they will tell the team what to do, call the play. But a really great coach, again, good to great here, a great coach will ask the tough questions and support the captain or the team to call the play, to figure out the answer, to take the team home to victory, to take your desires to reality, right? So if you're trying to figure this stuff out, I would say, are you asking the tough questions, and are you really committed? And do you even really want what you say you're committed to? Do you really want it, or are you just wanting it because the culture or society has stated that looks good and feels good, so you should want it too, right? Because real freedom, real decision mastery at its best is when you're growing and evolving into this, finding the solution and only going all in on those things that are connected to your vision and connected to your values. Everything else is a no, and you don't have to justify it. No, period, right? So number one is going all in on you. And here's the part that's going to be the tough love. But if I don't say this, you're going to keep going around saying, I'm going all in, I'm going all in. Words don't simply cut it. It goes again back to that commitment. It's required action that will show that you're committed. Sorry to burst your bubble, but that's how you really receive or manifest things in life. It's through the action, right? You can't just think it or want it or create affirmations or meditate on it. It's the commitment and it's required action. And so this is the part where, yes, action does speak louder than words. Don't just tell the world what you're going to do, show up and do it already. I strongly, strongly encourage you to, just like my clients, to go back to your decisions and create concrete actions and get rid of the ones that you're like, I thought I wanted that. And so far I'm going down this journey and it's not feeling amazing. I'm going to just stop. You can do that, right? Because all of these little decisions are linked to a bigger vision. That's the critical part of this. And it requires courage, no matter what level of success that you're at. And at the end of the day, it will give you the confidence that you also desire. And many people will wait until they feel confident before they take the action. And if you're one of those people, raise your hand. Let's hop on an Activate and Create call, because I'm certain the clarity that we will co-create together on this Activate and Create call will unlock even just the little bit of confidence that's required, a little bit of that courage that it will fuel what's necessary to get you started, to take some action now and to stop giving your power away to someday when, right? And that's the part of ending that cycle. When we can be aware, we can acknowledge, we can take action, and we can end that cycle, which is beautiful because now we're not delaying what you desire and ultimately what you deserve, my friend, right? So here we are. If you missed that part of the podcast before, I went all in on going all in. So go back, listen to the All In podcast episode and see within yourself, did you even take notes on that episode? Did you actually commit to anything that activated you or you learned that you wanted to integrate to know what it's like to really go all in? Because if not, you're going to keep getting what you're getting. And if you're getting what you're getting is truly okay and settling is truly okay for you right now in your season in life, then let that part be okay too. I'm not here to, again, berate you on going all in and being committed when you're like, I've already done that for a while and now I'm ready to kind of just enjoy where I'm at, right? And if you don't take the time to celebrate and enjoy where you're at, that's fast track to burnout. I can promise you, because I've done it twice, right? And I used to be embarrassed to admit that, right? But I realized, no, my mess is somebody else's learning of empathizing, and it's my message. And if I don't share that, then how can people relate to what I truly do have to offer here, coming from the human performance world into the human potential? So enough about going all in. Let's jump into two. The second piece here is clarity on your vision and values. That's what you're going all in on. So if you don't have clarity on your vision or your values, like what do you value? If I walked up to you on the street and said, hey, official whiz, what do you value? And you're like, huh? I don't know. I know what I want, right? It's important, because how are you making your decisions then? Are you making them because somebody else is telling you this is what you have to do, so you're deciding and you're making those decisions just because somebody else is telling you and you're living out their vision and their values? This is the key point here. Clarity on your vision, on your values, activating what it will take to start your decision mastery and living from those visions and values every single day. This is where regret often stems from. So when you talk about the root of regret, it's because people didn't allow themselves the playfulness, the curiosity, the creative, the intuitive side to look at, what do I really want to experience? And what do I really value? And it can change a little bit throughout your life, like different seasons. Before I was a parent, it was like, wow, I didn't really value the time, because I had a lot of time, and I was like, I'm all about valuing the money freedom and the fulfillment and just experiencing as much life as possible, because you don't know when your last day is going to be. But how can I make decisions to ensure that I go to Tahiti in my late 20s, early 30s, multiple times if I want to, versus waiting till I'm 60 because I thought that's what I had to do, is wait till I had, $30,000 to blow and go to Tahiti, right? Who's to say that? Who's to decide that? Your decisions come from your vision and values. And if you're making decisions on autopilot every day, which most of us are, because we make over 30,000+ decisions a day. So if you're like, no, mine aren't on autopilot, I'm going to call you out on that. But what autopilot are you making those decisions from? If it's anchored in your visions and values, you're going to be good to go, right? So are you loving your experiences in life? Are you waking up every single day and feeling super fulfilled? Or are there parts where you're like, oh, I really want to do this, but I have to do this instead? If you're living this either or lifestyle, or if you're like, I don't even know where to start, like this seems overwhelming, tap into your decision master. You already know, you're probably just not giving yourself the grace and space to play and explore and take that step to get clear on your vision and values and say yes to the things that actually align with your visions and values, and stick to them. Even if you're scared, even if you're nervous, because at the end of the day, you're going to fall into default mode. And is your default mode operating down here at this level of success, or is it operating at next level success? Because you start to operate at next level success, it'll start to rewire and fire at that next level success. And you'll experience it way faster than you could hardly ever imagine. There's so many stories to share around that. But I want to make sure you're clear that when you're first tapping into your visions and your values, it might feel a little, not weird or wonky, but it's a little foreign, because it's like you've been operating the way you've been operating on default for many years, if not decades. And it's not like you can go just plug yourself in and upgrade your operating system like we do our computers. That would be kind of nice, right? But what happens is, what I've noticed with my clients, many people will wait until they're sick and tired of feeling sick and tired about the life that they've created before they seek help. So what I'm telling you is, you don't have to have the breakdown to have a breakthrough. And if you're feeling unfulfilled right now, let's do something and change that. We can do that on an activate and create call very quickly. Okay. And again, it's not always easy, but it is a simple process. We overcomplicate it with the thing between our ears. It's a meaning-making machine, and it likes to keep us in the familiar, because the familiar is predictable and the predictable is safe. Our brain is designed as an organ to keep us safe, not to create a fulfillment in our life, not to create happiness, not to create joy. That's our responsibility, to go seek that out and allow ourselves to feel it and experience it. This is why I tell people all the time, anchor into the feelings that your vision gives you, which is usually expansion, love, juiciness, joy, gratitude, overflow, generosity. There's so many yummy high vibe words that most visions create a feeling around. Feel those first, then go do life. Most of us, raise your hand. There's days this happens to me, and I have to do some of the inner work first. Before our eyeballs open up, before the alarm clock goes off, or maybe after the alarm clock goes off, we're immediately what? Checking our phones, thinking about the call we have to have. What did we do yesterday? What did we not do yesterday? We get all caught up in this doingness of what? Of busy, crazy. Some of it does fuel our vision, some of it doesn't, but yet we've committed to it, and now we don't know what to do. Well, take a step back and do an audit and inventory. And I can tell you with certainty that it can be very, very simple. And we can take something that seems extremely hard, and it gets a little easier and a little easier and a little easier. And lastly, I want to bring up here which is the most important part of all of these three is, which is why actually I saved it for last, is knowing yourself, loving yourself, trusting yourself in alignment, and being yourself. Doing is not being. Be first, then go do. Anchor into this. This right here is the most powerful reminder that will allow you to activate and integrate into your vision, into your values, even if you're unsure some days. It's checking in. Am I knowing who I am? Do I even know who I am? Who am I outside of this role as a mom or a volunteer or an advisory board member or a wife or a neighbor or a daughter or a sister or a granddaughter or all these roles that we wear? Who are you at your core? Have you thought about that? Have you asked it? Have you journaled about it? Have you loved that part of you and all the parts, right? The crazy side, the good side, the stuff I'm not so, like proud of, my challenges, my quirks. I make up words sometimes, right? And I'm like, why did I say that? You're human, right? So love yourself, trust yourself, and be yourself. And this takes courage, no doubt. This takes courage. And when you truly know yourself deeply, including your strengths and your weaknesses and your passions, this is embracing them all. Loving yourself, again, unconditionally, embracing all of your flaws, all of your imperfections. That's what makes you unique. Nobody can be you. Like going back to going all in, only you can drive that ship, right? Only you can be you. Everybody else is already taken. Trusting yourself, your intuition. We're connected to a greater power and source. I was raised Catholic. God, I love my religious background. I'm more spiritual now. I don't practice Catholicism. I believe in God. I believe in source. I believe in universe. I believe in the infinite that breathes me every day, and you and you and you and you and you out there. But when you love yourself unconditionally and you can trust yourself and your intuition, which is connected to a bigger source, a bigger power that we're all created and connected by one, this leads to really good decision making. If not all the time, at least 99% of the time. And above all, be yourself. Again, going back to being someone else only leads to regret. I promise you, being someone else will immediately lead to regret. Nobody can be you. And like I said before, everybody else is already taken. So quick recap here before it starts thundering outside. You can hear it coming. I really mean going all in. Don't state that you're going all in unless you're really requiring yourself to commit, like real commitment, like never before commitment, because that is the requirement of going all in. Right? You can decide, you can say you want something, but the requirement to going all in is real solid commitment. You're going to figure it out, even if it takes you thousands and thousands of trial and error. Look at Thomas Edison and the freaking light bulb. He was all in on trying to figure out that light bulb. I'm not saying I would try more than a couple hundred times, let alone thousands of times, to figure something out that you're all in on. That's going all in. If you need an example, that's the best example right there. Having the courage to create clarity, the crystal clear, juicy description clarity on your values and your vision. And the more juiciness and the descriptions, the more you can connect and create those feelings, which you will anchor to every single day before you make a decision. And then obviously making decisions from your values and your vision, and only those that support your values and your vision. And then lastly, staying true to who you are. And this will lead you into being more courageous and free from the weight of regret. It is a weight. It is a dreadful weight. And you don't have to. You get to release that regret. If you have regret already, let's forgive and release that. And then let's prevent any future regret. That's real freedom. Courageous and free, right? That's what life's all about. You have to have the courage to be brave in order to be free to do the things you desire, and free from the things that could have or currently are holding you back. It's really, really simple. We overcomplicate it. And it's not always easy, but when we do what's hard, life gets to be easy. When we do what's easy, life can start to get a little challenging, and it doesn't have to be that way. So what I recommend is don't miss out on integrating these life-changing lessons. Pick one idea, one topic, one something that activated you in today's conversation, and add it to your practice with intention. This is called integration work. Intentionally integrate something that landed for you today and then use it consistently and watch how your life starts to change from the better to even better and best. And I'm certain that you will find out that you will regret less and live more fully. And if you ever feel stuck or hung up on a challenge or a circumstance or a situation, have no fear, because I have exciting news. This is the big juicy thing that's been waiting. I was supposed to be at the beginning of this month, but whatever, grace and space. It's the 13th of September. If you're listening to this live, and if you're listening to this years down the road, this should still be available, because it's going to be lifetime access to the power of a reset self-study. This is my first self-study that's material pulled from my Rise Up, which is my high ticket one-on-one coaching experience. Rise Up to experience it all. Radical, intentional self-expansion to unleash your unlimited potential, which if you're like, oh, I want that, DM me, message me. There's opportunity. There might be a delay in when we start, depending on if you want one-on-one or group. But this is from the Rise Up material. It's the power of a reset self-study. So it's available. There's over 12 videos, modules, activations, integrations on how to reset anywhere, anytime in life. Anywhere, anytime in life. I'm certain of it. And if there isn't a module in there that you're like, I need a module on this, I will create it. Or I will reach out to my coaches and gurus and have them create it, and I'll throw it in there for you. This is the first time it's ever been open to the public. This is the first time I've spoke about it to the public. And you can go to my link in my Instagram or my link in my LinkedIn. And it's basically stan.store/Jacqueline Mack coaching. And you'll have immediate access to that. And like I said before, there's some goodies involved. There's some bonuses, so go check it out. I do give away about anywhere from 5 to 7 free coaching sessions to those who purchase at the beginning of every month. Once they're gone, they're gone. But this is my way of giving back. I truly believe the most generous people have more to give. And I wasn't going to wait till someday when I'm making 100K months to be able to give back weekly. I can give back weekly now. And I know I'll eventually be making the 100K months if that's what I desire. It's not in my vision right now. And you're like, what? You're a high ticket coach? You don't want 100K months? I know what it takes to have a 100K month. You want to know why? Because I used to do high ticket sales for multiple gurus in the online service providing space. And I used to help make them millions and millions of dollars. And I made really good money. I had 20K months, 15K months, just being the high ticket sales expert on the calls and coaching clients on high ticket sales. I'm like, but I didn't have my time freedom and I burnt freaking out. So here I am saying, okay, my time freedom is my number one value. And I know that I can be a yes and. I can make however much money I want to make, and I can still have the time freedom. And I'm here to show you how to do that too. Lastly, please, please, please remember that if you like this episode, go ahead and give it a 5-star review, share it. This is my passion project, is to give tips, tools, frameworks that I know work, that I've proven myself, that I use myself and my clients use as well. So this being a passion project, my podcast, Courageous and Free with Jacqueline Mack, I encourage you to not only share it, go and listen to other episodes, but more importantly, like even if you never leave a review or you never share, and it's like your back pocket secret, which I've had a couple clients say, like, you're in my back pocket all the time. I listen to you on my walks every single day. And sometimes I'll listen to the same one over and over until I finally get it and integrate it. I'm like, great. That's the key. Integrate it. Don't just listen to an audiobook. Don't just take another course. Don't just go to another retreat unless you're committed to integrating something that you've learned. Knowledge is only power when we actually act on the knowledge that we have. So remember, lastly, what you are not changing, you are choosing. So until next time, I'm going to send you off with so much love. Mwah! Bye for now. Okay, and if everyone is still here watching, I'm going to just peek here on Instagram land. Let me go ahead and turn off what's going on over here on the podcast recording.